Terence Crawford may be looking for a new opponent to face next, and he's responded to Manny Pacquiao calling him out. Terence Crawford was supposed to fight Spence in a rematch, but many people are worried that it's been canceled. Meanwhile, other pros are worried about Spence coming back to the ring with Crawford, but Derek James tried to assure fans that Errol would look better in the rematch. Derek stated, "You'll see him in the rematch. He won't be so drained, he won't be so depleted or whatever. You know, that wasn't the issue. Crawford fought a good fight. Crawford had a great game plan, right? So you're talking about Crawford's coach. He was the better guy that day. I don't know anything about it. Nothing. That part about the weight class, I'm sure they already signed that or whatever, but I don't know anything about that either." Tim Bradley was worried about Errol's health and safety though, and he stated, "I'm not telling him to retire, but I'm just saying, after what I just witnessed Saturday night, you got some questions, bro, to ask yourself. And you guys, you got some talking to do with your family, because if I'm your kid, if I'm your son and your daughter watching this, I'm like, Daddy, no point, Dad. We got everything we needed. You're a great fighter, Dad. You've been a Hall of Fame someday, Dad. Why keep taking this punishment, Pops? There's no point, Pops. You ain't got nothing to prove. You ain't got nothing to prove. Hey, Crawford was just better that night. That's it. Let's leave it at that. You don't have to operate the rematch. Don't do it." Barry McGuigan seemed to believe the same thing, and Barry stated, "I'm worried for Errol Spence. I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I have been in boxing for 50 years, and I know when I see a guy lose punch resistance. The way that Terence Crawford was able to dismantle him in Las Vegas was frightening from Spence's point of view. It didn't look like Spence in there. That's how good Crawford was. He made a great fighter look like an amateur. And Spence knew it. He was beaten mentally. That doesn't go away." Errol did end up getting cataract surgery, and he showed fans the aftermath.
It started pouring out of nowhere. Is that her?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you throw people, the wrong person.
Errol seemed to use the cataract as a reason for why he was getting hit so much, and Errol stated, "Why do you think I got hit with so many jabs and hooks? Still, a great performance by bro." Terrence's response seemed to hint at the idea of the fight being canceled, and he stated, "I've heard it all now, Errol Spence Jr. It's okay though, because all in all, I'm glad it's over and done with. I wish you well, my brother." On the other hand, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao have confirmed that they are fighting in a rematch later this year, and Floyd has admitted that Manny was his toughest test in the ring.
The best fighter I fought probably was Manny Pacquiao, because of his movement.
But you made it look easy.
But he's a hell of a fighter, and I can see why he won so many fights, and I can see why he's going down as a Hall of Famer. It's just certain moves that he made.
Freddie Roach is excited about the upcoming rematch, and he thinks that Manny will be too much for Floyd. Freddie stated, "What he would like best is to fight Mayweather one more time. After the 4th round of that fight, he told me, 'My shoulder is shot.' I said, 'Okay, Manny, go out there, do the best you can, don't get hurt.' And he says, 'Of course.' And so he would like to get that one back one more time. Watching the fight with no commentary, it was a pretty close fight. He fought well, but he can fight much better and with much more activity. I think the activity would be too much for Mayweather." Mike Tyson thought that Floyd should keep active with people closer to his weight class, and Mike stated, "I think Floyd should keep on trying. I don't think he should fight a cruiserweight. I think he should continue fighting guys his own weight. What the is he doing? Fight Pacquiao again or something. Keep in shape. Now that I think about it now, he should have had Paul lose a lot of weight. I was surprised he didn't do that. A smart fighter would have made him suffer, made him starve. It was harder than Floyd anticipated, I believe. Was he boxing a cruiserweight? How did he train for this? With experience? I believe when Logan was hitting him, he was hurting him a little bit, because he's not a 160-pound guy. Logan is a 190-pounder. I think that's a heavyweight. 190 pounds to me is a heavyweight. I think Mayweather can learn from this one, fight guys more in his own category as far as weight is concerned. I think he'd make more money if he fought Pacquiao again. Floyd didn't make the guy chase him. You make the big guy chase you. He needs to fight a guy at more of his weight division, 155 pounds or 160 pounds. When Joe Rogan and Jorge Masvidal sat down to talk about the greatest boxer of their generation, Manny Pacquiao was brought up.
Greatest boxer maybe in my generation? but not the best fighter. I would say the best, you know, brawler, boxer type fighter, Manny Pacquiao.
Oh yeah,
Destroyer.
Manny Pacquiao. He
Just
won world
destroyer.
titles in 8 different weight classes. Who does that?
And the way he did it, like
Yeah.
that Cotto, I'm a huge fan of Cotto. I love this school, and the way that he beat Cotto, I didn't think nobody could ever do that to him. It was just like, bro, what the fuck?
Well, his legs, Manny's legs are like tree trunks.
And the
It's
hand
crazy.
speed, the power.
Speed, everything.
I just always wish that the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight would have took place many years before than when it did. You know?
Well, it also took place and Manny went into the fight with a shoulder. I mean, he knew his shoulder was before that fight and just wanted that money and just let's see what happens.
Meanwhile, other fighters think that they could take on Manny Pacquiao in his prime, and Shakur Stevenson even said that he could have handled him.
Do you think in your prime, if you were to fight Pacquiao in his prime, how would that go?
I think I was smoking Pacquiao. I
In
think,
his prime?
yeah, I think I like Pacquiao, but like I was gonna make sure he took them tests. Like it was gonna have to be them tests was gonna be taken. I wasn't gonna fight him without making sure he was like doing the tests and everything was like straight far, no cheating or nothing.
Manny has mentioned what caliber of fights that he's trying to make, and Manny stated, "I'm not like some other guys who are in it just for the money. Some other fighters challenge non-boxers just to get paid. I want to fight. I want to challenge the best. When I come and do an exhibition or come out and box and have some fun, I do it because I want to do it, not because I have to do it." Whereas Pacquiao, at his age, it's sad that he has to fight. "I'm financially set, and I want to let everybody know this. If I'm fighting for the money, then I would have picked some scrub to fight. Why would I try to fight an undefeated fighter if I'm chasing the paycheck? This is a real fight. I fight because this is my passion. I love beating undefeated fighters and bringing honor to my country." Manny has mentioned fighting a couple new fighters recently. One of them is Gervonta Davis, and Manny stated, "Davis is a good fighter, a good fighter. If he wants to and comes up to 147, then we can fight. 145 maybe. It's not a problem for me. I'm an experienced fighter." Manny believes that he knows exactly how to handle Terence Crawford in the ring, though.
What would you do to beat Terence Crawford that no one has been able to do yet?
You know, just counter the speed and hard punches and, you know, strong punches and moving around like side by side and throwing a lot of punches.
Terence Crawford said that he almost landed a fight with Manny once, but it didn't work out in the end. Terence stated, "It would have been without a doubt a history duel between fighters that have reigned in several weight classes. I was really disappointed not getting that fight. We were 2 days from securing the fight. A lot of things happened. Manny Pacquiao's side lied to us. It's a whole bunch of things and reasons why that fight didn't happen. Everything happens for a reason. The fight didn't take place and we're here now." Terence doesn't think that there was any interest in making the fight happen on Manny's side, and he would have loved to have gotten the chance to fight Manny when he was next in line.
Seeing him beat Keith Thurman at 40 years old, this guy's great. I mean, just look at his career with 8 different weight classes, world titles in. 40 years old, beats Keith Thurman, who's in his prime. What a world champion.
I wanted to fight Pacquiao because I was the next in line
Of course.
to fight the champion. So, of course, I'm rooting for Pacquiao to win because that's a bigger fight. They were showing him hitting other fighters with it, the same thing. Well, boom, boom.
He has such a unique style.
I'd take my hat off to Pacquiao.
Do you think it's possible that you could get a crack at him now?
I wouldn't say so because I was in the mentions and talk to fight Pacquiao since 2014, and we was in the same promotional company, and they couldn't make it happen. I don't think he was interested in it because his coach mentioned numerous of times he didn't want him to fight me, and he wanted him to stay away from me. So I don't think they was interested.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.